Hello, we're here in Enniskerry in a beautiful wood just by the town, and you can hear the river in the background there. And I want to bring you over to a fallen oak tree, probably around 200 years old. You can still see part of the stem is actually here, and it's still sprouting leaves and branches off it with ivy still on it. Here you have the main top of the tree here, and we're going to show the mycorrhizal network of the forest growing through the fallen tree and how that feeds back into the forest. So come on and take a look. This of course follows the work that I've been studying with Paul Stamets, one of the top mycologists in the world, in America and or Canada perhaps, and you should check out his stuff on YouTube. He's really amazing. So take a look here. I do not know the names of mushrooms. I need to check them out when I get home. I have little books and great websites. There's a great UK website actually for fungi, for identifying. So I'll look for these when I get home. But here we can see the breakdown of the oak and this beautiful relationship with the fungi, the mycorrhizal network of the forest. And how that works. Here's the sunlight coming out now. Look at these beautiful mushrooms going all the way along the end of the oak tree. They are here. Look, it's like the sunlight has come out to show them off. Hi guys. Yeah, beautiful Irish moss here. And the amazing oak tree. And what's so beautiful about the scene here is look at the young oak growing in the middle of the branches of the mother protecting it in the forest. So hopefully deer won't get to that. And here we have the arms of the old oak coming through. Here you have the small stems of the oak are growing on the other side. This you can mostly only see the ivy on this side. And it's surrounded by ash tree, beech. You got your ash up here, a lot of ash stands here. Beech, there's beautiful stands of beech over here, not native to Ireland, brought in by the English from the 1650s on, but they're still such a majestic tree. And then we have the breakdown of the tree here, look. So many insects are living in the branches of the tree that gradually break it down. So let's take a little look here. You can see here's your mycelium system here, the white, gradually breaking down the tree. Yeah, and this is your soil. Look, there it is. Look at that, all broken down by insects. Right, look how rich that is. And that's for the next generation of trees. Really beautiful. And yeah, the really stunning poetic thing is this young oak. Now I didn't notice there's loads of acorns everywhere, but you don't notice that many young oak, and that means there's a high chance that there's a high level of deer present coming in at night, in the morning, and they're hunting for they're eating the young trees and the bark, especially of oak. And this is a very important reason why deer need to be culled. For people out there who want to protect everything, it's just not how nature works. You know, wolves would have ate the deer and hunted the deer in Ireland, and there's 3 different deer, as far as I know, 3 different deer introduced in the Demenze, that's the old estates in the 1800s on, that are not native to Ireland. One's from Japan, and I'm not sure where the other one's from, but they're not native to here, and they're out of control now. So they're all over Ireland and eating all our young trees. So we really have to keep a check on deer numbers. Plant loads of our native oak. So get our oak. None So Hardy is a great company. Make sure if you want to help, do not plant oak from non-native sources. You've loads of areas which are bringing in non-native trees, so it's really important to check with them and just don't buy it. Say, look, I'm not buying an oak that comes from Belgium. As you know, this year, or maybe it was last year, the county council brought in oak trees from Belgium, and they had the processionary moth. So for the first time in Ireland, excuse me, we have the processionary moth in our country, which kills oak trees and is highly toxic to humans and very dangerous to children. So in either event, I just want people to realize the amazing thing we have. We've so little native forest, and everybody needs to fight. Get the government to bring up the biodiversity payment to 100 million. Stop giving so much to greyhounds and horse racing, and give the money to save our insects, to save our trees, to purchase land, to rewild. Minimum 15% of our land needs to be returned to native forests to give a home to our insects, to our mammals, to all of our wildlife. And king of our wildlife is the oak tree, and king of our wildlife is also the dead oak tree, because that breaks down and feeds over 300 insects. Some people say it's up to 500 species are supported by the live oak tree, but the dead oak tree equally supports numerous species. And remember, much of this isn't even studied in terms of what insects require fungi and the defense mechanisms in fungi for their immune system to be healthy. We're learning from Paul Stamets that he's discovered that the mycelium water that bees drink, when he studied it, it extended the life of the worker bee by up to 12 days. The top specialist in America studying why bee colony collapse is happening was so stunned by these findings. This was research done only 3 years ago, the findings came out. I don't believe we're running any program in Ireland at the moment. We should be on this to study what our honeybees and our bumblebees, etc., are eating in relation to mycelium. So when they dig into the soil, or when they come up to any mycelium or mushroom structure, are they eating it, and what does it do? We know from Paul Stamets' work, it upregulates the curcumin, I think it's called. It's a thing that helps the body detoxify chemicals. So when a bee goes on a neonicotinoid, which is sprayed on your sunflower seeds and rape seeds in America, it's banned now in Europe and Ireland, thankfully, they cannot move this out of their body, so their liver and kidneys get poisoned. So this particular upregulator, I think it's PY450, helps the body detoxify and move these chemicals out and break them down. So bees, when they feed on the mycelium, they are increasing this level in their body, and then in turn it increases the length of the worker bee's life. So look, I really hope everybody will get on board in the big change we need. Get our government to appoint an independent department going forward on biodiversity. At the moment we have Malcolm Noonan, who's doing everything he can, but really our ministers in biodiversity need the people to start fighting for this, to get them more money, to get rangers in every single one of our national parks. At the moment 28 don't have a ranger. So yeah, everybody do their part. Please help. Contact your local people. Say you want funds given to your woods. If you don't have a wood in your town, tell your council you want a field to grow a wood in. Start changing our environment. Thank you.